The Love is Blind reunion. Oh my gosh, I just saw it and I need to unpack this. And there's a few things, massive takeaways that you guys can get from this. New red flag, I truly feel, is when someone tells you they need therapy. Okay, because I love someone who goes therapy, like people that are all about self growth, self improvement, but someone who is saying they need therapy and they don't do it. So Trevor shows up on the reunion and he is such a lying sack of shit. Like, I'm just like blown away with this guy. And, I liked him. I kind of liked him. And then how he is called out on the reunion, and he actually had a girl that he says not his girlfriend, but someone who he would have married. It's just like, he's so full of shit. Like, when someone lies, you can't believe anything else that comes out of their mouth. And he said he's toxic. And I honestly really love that. This is exactly what I'm always saying. People will tell you who they are. Like, you need to ask someone that, like, have you been in toxic relationships? Do you feel like you have toxic traits? And he said he's toxic and he needs therapy. And this is not when you would say, when someone tells you this, oh my gosh, let me help you with that. This is when you say, bye-bye. This is bye-bye. This is just like Clay. Clay told AD he needs therapy and he wasn't doing it. And now Clay shows up on the reunion, said that he's been doing the work, and he would 1,000% go out with AD again. And I truly hope AD doesn't give him another chance. I really don't. I just feel like we already, and I don't think she is. She mentioned that, she already tried and he showed her exactly who he is. And AD was like, I don't want to end up like your mom, like Clay's mom. Clay's mom was stuck with, in a relationship for 20 some years with a guy that cheated on her and didn't really believe in like how sacred a marriage is. So it's bye time. So I loved AD. I do appreciate that Clay has been taking steps and owning his shit, unlike Jeremy. He's so gross to me. I just like, and I love when Laura was like, "You're so disgusting." Like, and he is. If you guys see the show and make sure you subscribe, you don't miss a thing from me, because this is gold. This is where you guys can be like, oh my God, that asshole Jeremy reminds me of someone I'm dating currently. This is where you're like, wake up time. Or maybe you're watching and you're like Jeremy. This is when you need to call yourself out. Jeremy doesn't own anything. Even when he says sorry by the end, I don't even believe him. I feel like he's just doing it because he wants people to stop like hating on him, and it's all about fame. And Nick Lachey, the host of the show, calls him out on it. And he says, this show is intended for people who are sincere and genuine and want to find their person, not for people seeking fame. And that's what Jeremy was all about. And Laura 100% was like, he was totally someone different in the pods versus who he was after the pods. And he was just full of shit. He was a clown, she said. And I love how she put it. And I'm blown away with Sarah Ann. Sarah Ann, I'm like, she's dating Jeremy now. Stand by your man. Okay, I'm sorry, Sarah Ann. Like, you're a fool on the freaking hill. This is something you guys can all take for yourself. Okay, when you see Jeremy, when you see a guy that you're dating or someone you're dating, and they're treating the person that they're engaged to like that in such a disrespectful way, what do you expect is going to happen to you? Clearly he has massive issues and work to do. And for Sarah Ann to be like thinking, it'll be different with me is so beyond dumb. It just is. And honestly, I've been stupid like that in my past. And I feel like a lot of you have probably made that same mistake. When someone, is like, oh my God, they cheated on someone with you, and you're like, oh, let me stay with them, and then they end up cheating on you. Or they are disrespectful and an asshole to friends and people, and you're like, oh wow, that was awful, but they'll never do that to me. I just feel like Sarah Ann and Jeremy are trying to act like they have this great relationship, and then Chelsea calls them out, and it was like, oh yeah, but you guys are on and off, like how many times have you broken up? And it's so true. Like, it's just all an illusion. They're all trying to come off like everything's perfect, and it's not, because Jeremy, you're toxic and nasty, and I don't believe a word that comes out of your mouth. Bye. And Sarah Ann's a fool in the hill, and I'm not for her at all, and I'm like Team Laura. Someone else that I really liked was Jess on the show. I really liked her. I feel like she was like nitpicking about Jimmy, and I'm like, it's not even worth my time talking about. So I'm like, whatever. I feel like I'm over Jimmy. I feel with Chelsea about this whole Megan Fox thing. I think that she like took it, like honestly did a great job in just handling it, and making, just having some humor with it. Everyone was kind of being like, oh my God, you don't look anything like Megan Fox when she told Jimmy that. So I don't even want to talk about them, because I want to talk about the people that really will help you on your journey to finding your person, right? So the other person that I need to talk about is when Clay said how when I see Brett, another black man, he was on the Love is Blind, one of the previous seasons. He's married successfully, amazing marriage to Tiffany. And he was there also. And he says, like, a black man, awesome, good husband. I feel like these are the things that I'm telling you. Surround yourself. Look for evidence of happy couples, good relationships. Don't keep looking for the shit. If you tell yourself, oh my God, it's so hard, and then you keep talking to people that are in toxic relationships or miserable or cheating on others, yeah, you're not even going to believe in a happily ever after, right? So you have to be really intentional about who are you, like look for the healthy couples. Like you're listening to me, right? Jackie Loor, a love coach. I am happily married. I'm 16 years married to my person. We're best friends. We do it for each other in all aspects. Like we only add value to each other's life. Make sure, who are you listening to? And so I think Clay kept being like listening to his dad, who is a cheating asshole, right? To his mom. And then also following people on the media, like who were cheating assholes too. So it's like now Clay is kind of being intentional and learning and saying, okay, I want to find good examples of a good man, and maybe I can be a good husband one day. But still, all that being said, I don't want AD to give him another chance. I really don't. But there's growth, which I think is really important. Okay. I also want to say, oh my gosh, Amy and freaking Johnny are adorable. And I'm so happy for them. They're having the time of their life, traveling, just being silly together, being fun. And one of the things that I feel is so gold for you guys to hear is how easy it's been. Nick and Vanessa asked them, how has it been? Have you gotten into a big blowout? Because they had remembered Amy and Johnny were like, oh, I wonder, I want to see how we react when we have a fight. They're like, we haven't. And I promise you, that's really how it is. Like when you're with your person, you might disagree on things. That's normal. But the way you communicate is so mature. It's level-headed. You make space to listen. You ask questions. You come from a place of love, like Johnny was saying. Johnny appreciated how Amy doesn't jump to conclusions and make assumptions. Instead, she asks questions. She really comes from the place of love. And so I'm telling you something. People don't believe me when I say stuff like that, with only when you're in my circle and you see Will and I, we're always freaking so happy. And they're like, is this, people that don't know that. And if you've only seen toxic shit, like you're like, wait a second, but you guys probably fight behind closed doors and you guys are like, so, no, it's not like that. It really is easy. It's so fun. It's amazing. And I think Johnny and Amy are exactly saying that too. Like they're surprised. They're like, it is so easy. And they're having the time of their life. And so if you are currently dating someone or you're reflecting on your past relationships, did it feel easy or did it feel super hard? Did it feel draining, like your energy was so drained? If you're like, oh my God, Jackie, it's never been easy, then you need to know that you're attracting the wrong people. You're attracting and receiving and actually maybe subconsciously you don't even want, like you're turned off maybe by a healthy possible partner. Okay, so those are things that you need to do some inner work on, okay? And I'll drop a link below because this is what I'm all about. I love, love, love what I do. I'm a coach. So I'll drop a form below and see, hey, maybe you want to actually get support on your journey. Maybe you don't want to be the partner that you tell somebody, I need therapy or I need coaching, and you never actually do it. Like you want to do the work before you meet your person. That being said, my last thing I'm going to say that's so important. is Kenneth and, oh my God, what's her name? Kenneth and the other girl. Oh my gosh, what is her name? Brittany. Okay, Brittany and Kenneth. They are the ones where they didn't get married and he was looking at his phone the whole time and didn't like look like he gave a shit. And I'm like, stop looking at your phone, Kenneth. Anyway, they talk about it, and something that the biggest takeaway, okay, is they talk every day. They say they're like, we talk every single day. Every day they have the best relationship. It's amazing, but they're not romantic, right? They're just amazing friends. And they said, what's going to happen when they start dating? And they said, well, we're going to have to be respectful of our partners and take a step back. Like we can't be like always talking every day like we do, FaceTiming all the time. And so, yeah, we'll work it out once we meet them. Wrong. This is a massive mistake. This is where, when, you know, and understand you may be doing something like this. So this is where you can learn from Love is Blind and all the hot mess that happens. They saying that they're spending their energy and time together, right? And they already know that they're not good together as like, you know, a married couple, right? They know that, but they're like all about each other as friends and putting all that energy in. They're not leaving space to receive. And this is why I'm like, when you have clarity on when someone is not aligned to what you want, if your intention, if your priority is to meet a best friend, okay, perfect. Go ahead, Brittany, keep talking to Kenneth. But if your intention is, I want to find my partner who will be my best friend, will be my lover, will be all the things, stop spending your energy on the freaking ex that you already know is not your person. It's bye-bye time. And make the space and say, universe, there are some great things about that relationship. I saw a lot of like this friendship stuff. It was awesome. I appreciated that. It wasn't all the things that I want. So let me say bye-bye to that and leave space to receive. And so what they're thinking, and what so many of you guys do, and I've done it too, I've been guilty of this, and this is why I've learned from that mistake, is for you to be intentional. And instead of saying, oh yeah, I'm going to hang out with my person or hang out with an old ex, a friend of mine, we're just friends, and you're bullshitting yourself. You're bullshitting yourself, and you're saying to the universe, you're not ready to receive that person, that partner that will be all the things, will be the best friend, will be the freaking lover, will be all the things, right? And honestly, at the end of the day, if you really dig in, there's probably so much fear. There's like comfort for Brittany to be like, oh, there's so many things, and there's a safe space with him. And it could be scary being single and, oh my God, dating. What if there's no one out there, but at least I have this. And it's like, you know, I don't feel so lonely because I have this. It's having that unwavering faith. The universe has your person waiting to meet you. And it's like, this isn't it. Move along, bye-bye, and make the space to receive your person. And you need to just have that unwavering faith. And Brittany doesn't have it. I don't see it. And I don't see Kenneth have it either. And so I think they're in la la land. I think like, oh yeah, when we meet our partner, not going to happen. They need to be intentional and break away from each other and say thank you, be grateful for the relationship they've had and how they've grown and learned, and wish them well. Let me know if this is landing. Tell me what you guys thought about the Love is Blind reunion. Subscribe if you haven't. I love Love is Community so much. Let me know in the YouTube comments. Spotify, leave me a review. And Apple, it really mean the world to me. I appreciate you guys so much. And as you're putting your heart out there, don't settle for anything less than crazy love, because it has to be crazy love or nothing. Until next time.